Hello techies, welcome to IT Tech Solution. To continue with ChatGPT prompt engineering, today we will see some prompting principles. Okay, and these principles are guidelines which is recommended by OpenAI themselves. And if we follow these principles or these guidelines, right, it can help us to write effective prompting, and we can get the desired output from the model. Okay, so we will see like what are the basic principles and what are the techniques that we can use and apply those principles to get the effective response from the model. Okay, the code that I will be using here today is the same code that I was using for my another video where I was explaining how we can connect from Python to ChatGPT server or ChatGPT API. The same code I'm using. The only difference is here that was a chatbot. So I was having a while loop here. So I have removed that while loop. It is just like one input that I'll be providing. I don't need a repetitive to and fro communication, right? So that while loop is missing here, but the rest of the code is same. So we will be using this code, and then from the principles, there are two main principles that we will be discussing today, and within each of these principles there are some techniques that we should use. Okay, so those things we will see. So first one is writing clear and specific instructions. This is very important when it comes to giving clear instructions to the chat gpt, right? It should be very clear what we need from the model. Like for example, if you see here, I am defining a text separately and then the prompt is defined separately. Okay, and then in the prompt I'm saying summarize. I'm not giving the text directly here. Okay, because sometimes what happens is chat gpt or the model might get confused that whether this is also part of the text that it has to summarize. So better we can keep the text separate and prompt separate, and we can use any delimiter to define our text. Like for example, here I am using this greater than and less than sign as a delimiter. It can be any delimiter of your choice. It can be triple backticks or slash or maybe double quotes or single quotes, anything. Okay, so choose any one delimiter, use it, and define your text clearly, and that should be very much separated out from the exact actual text. This is the first example. Use any delimiter of your own choice. So let's just simply run this. This is a basic prompting that we will be doing now. I'll just run this and we will see what is the output from ChatGPT. Okay, so what I'm saying is summarize this text given below within these two symbols in few words. So it has given me a summary in one single line. Okay, so this was the first technique under very right clear and specific instructions, right? So second one here is define the format of the expected response. We can clearly define what output format we want. Okay, whether I want a json format, whether I want it to be in html, anything. So that also can be used directly here. In the prompt I'm saying that I need some 10 a list of 10 animals and their names, common found habitat, and whether what is their diet. As per diet, I just need 10 wild animals and it should be in a json format. So very clear instruction. I just run this. If you see here, this is the proper json format, and it has all the list of 10 animals, their habitat and their diet. Okay, so this way, this is the second technique. The third one is specify the desired structure, length, or layout of the response. So here the text is some instruction. Okay, it has some set of instructions to create 2 cups of coffee, and I want this entire paragraph to be transformed into steps. Okay, so I can clearly instruct the model to transform this para into sequence of steps. Okay, so I what I'm saying is if the below text which is delimited within this contains instructions, so it will understand whether it has some instructions or not. So if it has some instructions, summarize it as below format. Okay, and I'm saying that step 1, step 2, and whatever steps it has to create, it will create beyond this. But if it does not contain any sequence of steps, then simply say there are no steps in the given text. So let's run this and let's see whether it is able to transform it correctly or not. So it has given me 6 steps, starting from boiling 2 cups of water, add 4 tablespoons, and all of these things. Okay, so this is very clear instruction. It has transformed this one para into bullet points or maybe in steps. Okay, so this way we can define the layout or the length of the response that it will be giving. Now second text I am giving which does not contain any instructions. Okay, it is a simple plain paragraph, some random paragraph. So we'll just check whether the model is able to identify that there are no instructions in it or not. Okay, so here it is a simple, there are no instructions in this. Again, same prompt. And then I'm saying again that if does not contain any sequence of instructions, then simply write there are no steps in this. Okay, let's run this and let's see if model is able to identify the instructions or not. So yeah, no steps provided here. So there are no steps in this. It is just plain paragraph. So it has not converted them into this format. Okay. The fourth one is provide examples. Okay. So from the text, within the text itself, we can ask model to check the previous texts before giving the result to us. Okay. So this is also called as few short prompting. It will read the first few sentences. Based on the sentences, it will create its own sentence. So like example here, I'm asking it to complete this sentence. So teach me about patience. Then there is this response. Okay, it will read this response. It will get the tone of that response. It will create a persona and it will give the results in the similar tone or in the similar consistency. Okay, and then in the prompt also I will just say that complete this using the same kind of tone or same kind of consistency. So this is the user and assistant's conversation. Then I'm saying answer in consistent style for the text provided below, delimited by triple backticks. Okay, let's run this and then we'll see what response it gives me. So it has given me teach me about the ocean. So it is giving the response the ocean is vast body of water that covers over 70%. It is home to this and all those instructions, all those response it has given me. So it can refer to any text above and then it will reply back. Okay, so this was for the first principle, all the techniques. Okay, the next technique is give the model time to think. So instead of directly rushing to the response, we will instruct the model to sort out few of the things. We will provide some conditions also. That way we will give the model time to think. So we will give some hints in the response in the prompt itself. Like for example, the first one, if you see here, what I'm saying is there is some explanation of the poem or the rhyme Humpty Dumpty. Okay, so this is the para that I'm giving, and then I am giving some conditions and some instructions, sequence of instructions that prompt should follow before giving me directly the result. What I want to do is few other instructions also it should do. Like first is count the number of occurrences of the word wall in the actual input text. Then summarize the text in one sentence. Third is to translate the summary into German. And then fourth is output a JSON object that contains the following keys, that is German summary and then count of walls. Okay, and then I'm telling use the below format. So this is the way that I am instructing the model. I'm giving some hints to it, like how it should finally give me the response. Okay, so text in this format, like it should be text, the text that it needs to summarize, word count, what was the count of the word wall, then the summary, then the translation in German, and then the output in JSON. And then I'm also saying separate your answers with line breaks. Okay, and then this is the text I'm giving in backticks, delimited backticks. So this way, model will be able to follow these instructions and follow these conditions, and then it will give me the result. Okay, so let's run this. So it has given us back the result. So the same format that we instructed, I mean the text that it has to convert, this is the text, original text. Then word count, it has given me the word count. Then the story of Humpty Dumpty, this is the summary. And then this is the German translation, and then in the JSON output it has given me. So specify the steps required to complete a complex task. This we have done. Allow the model to process the complex prompts by breaking them into simpler parts. So this is the way that we ask the model to break it down into simple parts and then perform it. Okay. And then the third one is, if the model doesn't respond appropriately, try rephrasing or adding more detailed instructions. Okay, like for example, if you see here, it has given me a word count of 4. Okay, in my input text, what I was having, how many times this word wall came here, right? So if we count that, if you see this, like wall 1, 2 and 3, but if you see, it has given me the count of the word wall as 4. Okay, so for that, what we will have to do is, we will have to change the instruction a little bit. It is getting confused somewhere, so we need to rephrase this, and we can again get the result again. We can check the result back again. So this way, iteratively, we can correct our prompts. Okay, see, this much, giving this much clear instructions, still it is doing some mistakes here. So it is our responsibility to check the result and refine the prompt if needed. So here we will have to refine it. Okay, until unless we get the correct result. So that is what, try rephrasing and adding more detailed instructions. Okay, and the fourth one is, instruct the model to work out its own solution before rushing to a conclusion. Okay, so we will give some instructions, and we will see like what exactly this text and this instruction is, and how does the model gives the response to this. So here what we are doing is, we are defining the text, and in the text we are saying that there is a problem statement, and this is the entire problem statement. Okay, and then it needs to validate whether the solution that the student has provided is correct or not. Okay, so here I am just defining the cost of a land, how much square per foot. Okay, and then I can bear a solar panel of these many dollars, and then negotiated contract that will come to a cost of 100K per year. So the solution is, that we want is, what will be the total cost per year. Okay, so here the solution that student is giving is, let x be the size of the installation in square feet, then the land cost is this, the solar cost, whatever we have defined here is the same, and then the total cost is, then it is summing up and then giving us the result. Okay, so then let's run this. It says the student's solution is correct now, but actually if you see here, the student's response is not correct. Actually, if you see here, this 100x plus 250x. Okay, so this is 100x for the land cost, 250x for the solar panels. Okay, this is correct. And then 100k plus 100x, so this is 100k per year, the maintenance cost and additional cost. So additional cost, you see that I was giving here is $10, but while calculating, the student has given as 100x here. Okay, it is clearly not correct. And then summing up 100, 250, and then 100 more, it is coming as 450, but actually it is not 450, it should be 350 plus 10, that is 360. So 360x it should be. So but you can see the model has given the results incorrectly. It is saying that the student solution is correct. So what we can do in these kind of scenarios, we will ask the model itself first to do its own calculation. Okay, first do your own calculation, and then compare it with the student's response or student's calculation, and then give me the result. So the instruction that I'll be giving here, you can see, is, your task is to determine if the student's solution is correct or not. To do that, first work out your own solution. Okay, and then give us the final result. Then compare your solution to the student solution, and then evaluate the student solution is correct or not. So this is clearly I'm instructing the model, do your own calculation and then compare it with students. And then I want the result to be in format something similar to this. And the question here is the same. Okay, so the question here is the same question, and then student solution. So what is the student solution? So it will compare this with its own solution first, and then compare with the student solution, and then it will give us the result. So in this way you will see that it is saying that, yeah, student's grade is incorrect, student had not calculated it correctly. Let's see the exact response. So this is the response. This is a response from GPT. Okay, so its cost is this. Is the student solution same as the actual solution calculated? It says no. Okay, its own calculation is 360, and then it is comparing the student solution with this, and it is finding that this is not same with the student's calculation, and hence it gives the result as student grade as incorrect. So this example covers all these 4 points of guiding principle number 2. If you wish to have some more knowledge on this, you can visit their official website of OpenAI. There they have explained these guiding principles and a few more guiding principles also. It's good for your knowledge. If you want, you can go ahead and check their website. The link I'll be pasting it in the description for this documentation, as well as the website that I was referring for my notes. This link also I'll paste it in the description so that you can go ahead and try it on your own and gain some knowledge in this area. So I hope it was useful for you. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.